FlamesNation Citizens, what's up? We are back in the Oodle Noodle Studio. I'm Michela, Sheedy.
And I'm Lyle Peterman.
And here we are again.
We're here. One of us is looking a little more dressed up than the other one today. I'm sorry.
You're such a dick. Here I am thinking that everybody, summertime, even on Barn Burner, they're getting a bit more casual. They're wearing their fun colors. They're doing the thing. And so I'm in my really casual tube top here in the studio with my Flames hat. And Lyle, like an asshole, rolls in.
I'm an asshole.
Wearing a nice sports coat and a button-up shirt.
It's just called a dress shirt. Yeah, that's what men wear.
You're looking really nice.
I'll be honest. I just came from work and I didn't have time to change.
You're making me look bad.
And I didn't warn you. So earlier, you're like, should I put this hat on? I'm like, we might as well go full trash.
Yeah. Okay. We were talking about this before. You want to play the game of like, guess what we're wearing? Fine. That's fine. I can play that game and I will roll up.
Kick my ass at that game.
I'll roll up in everything from like a ball gown to an inflatable like cow costume or something.
Yeah, I will have this or a Flames jersey
or a
golf shirt.
What we need to dedicate ourselves to in this moment right now is around Halloween. We need to dress up like a little bit. In the theme.
I've got to change my perspective. Normally we're looking at the guests and today it's just us. So I want to look at you. There we go.
My shiny trailer trash face over here.
There's no one across from me right now. So it looks weird staring into a dark wall. Oh, how's your week been? We're in the midst of summer now, the off season.
It's good. It's going good. I've been, making content, playing gigs, enjoying the sun, doing the thing. You've been busy too?
Yeah, we just got finished an event here, and now I feel like there's a little bit of time off, breather room before hockey. But I tell you, my life is starting to get back into hockey right now.
I think, it's weird. My mind is definitely there. Yeah. Even right after Stampede, I was like, okay, well, I could have the season happen now, I guess. Yeah. I'm kind of ready for it, but
guess how many days to home opener for the Flames?
I don't know.
71.
Oh, who's counting?
Well, no, it's sometimes they tweet the jersey number. I think it was Elias Lindholm. Is that C71? I don't know. Either way,
it's actually really smart.
Yeah,
marketing.
It is good.
That's
marketing.
Really great.
71 days till puck drop in the regular season.
Well, that's today, the day that we're recording. When people are listening,
I forgot we're not live.
I know we're not live.
70 days. 70 days
70
right now
days.
on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Happy Hump Day, everyone.
Happy Hump Day. Hump Day. So you had a really jam-packed week. Do we want to start with what you've been doing, or do we want to touch on some other business?
No, we can start there if you want.
Yeah.
First off, thank you for attending and your lovely content from it, but just being there, it means a lot to us.
Yeah, so for you guys who don't know, Lyle is a part of a charity called Not in My City, which is run by Paul Brandt, and it fights against sex trafficking of children here is it specifically Alberta or Canada?
It started as a Not in My City for Calgary, but now they're taking a more national approach.
Yeah.
They started from Alberta out, though, so some of their big initiatives were to be in the airports, to be in the local hotels, and then to really work with our police forces on the ground here to create a strategy. But I won't say we are part of them. They love us. We're part of their family. We don't do the actual hard work. We have an event called a Not So Silent Night, and now a Not So Silent Summer, which just wrapped up. And our goal for that's twofold. One, to support local artists, give them a stage and a voice, and two is to support that charity. So our role is to fundraise. We give the money to the pros to put it to work after that. But it's been a pretty cool experience. I can say we're now close friends with Paul, and what an amazing human, I tell you. He was performing there Friday of last week. I don't think there was one person in that room, and we had a 300 sellout, that didn't get a chance, if they wanted it, to talk with him, to have a photo, to ask him a question, to be silly. He was just so personable. He even got up on the DJ. We had two stages, the A stage and the DJ stage in the corner. He even got up at the end of the night and was DJing with them, had the headphones on. So he made sure the DJs felt
multi-talented, that man.
It was amazing. He did a performance of Buffalo Bones.
Yeah.
That was chilling.
Yeah, I got to, so kudos to you on this most recent event that you did. It was beautiful, and it definitely made a big impact on, you know, the initiatives that you guys are working towards, and a nice splash here in the community too. Like, it was really, really nice, and a lot of, you know, big swingers kind of attended, and it was really great. But I got to hear Paul perform Buffalo Bones at the other Not in My City event, which it was
At the
the
Dean House.
yeah, at the Dean House, the Stampede themed one with a fashion show there. And yeah, just really powerful stuff. And I think it just, like, hearing the stories not only from Paul's songs and like, but the survivors, it really puts it into perspective that, like, this stuff happens all the time.
Yeah, and
It's so close to home, and it's scary, right?
It is. And you know what's even more scary is when you actually hear what the crime is. It's not this abduction that you think it is.
No.
It's a slow process of grooming, making these young ladies and men feel comfortable,
Mhm.
putting them in a place of vulnerability where they feel like they need their captor. And then that's when they're exploited and sold or moved out of the city area. And it is right here in Calgary. It's right here in Alberta. It affects our Indigenous population quite a bit.
And beyond, though,
and
right?
beyond,
Like, it's crazy.
a few staggering facts that we kind of learned in the last 5 years doing these events. And I'm proud to say we're approaching that over $100,000 raised to help the fight. But is the average age of a trafficked person in Canada is 13.
Oh my
That's
God.
the average.
I can't. When I'm scrolling on, you know, on TikTok or on, you know, looking at news stories, and you hear about not only specifically child trafficking, but just like child abuse in that sense, it's gut churning. And I can't wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
So you're doing amazing work.
Well, like I said, we're just there to gain the awareness, gain the funds they need. A cool announcement, though. I'll wrap this up with this.
Yeah.
In the morning at the same venue, so at the Marriott rooftop, they announced the Premier Smith was there, and we announced a $22 million office in Alberta to fight human trafficking.
That's
The
incredible.
first one in the country. So Alberta's leading the way in that. And that is no doubt because of organizations like Not My City really pushing the narrative on this and not letting the government say we're going to ignore this any further. So they're going to lead the way, and they're going to work with the Edmonton Police Service, Calgary Police Service, the FBI, CSIS across North America to actually put a strategy so that when something's reported, these criminals can't get these women and young men out of the country or out of North America. So the work they're going to do is crazy. I'm happy that Alberta's leading the way. I hope the rest of the country follows suit. But it was an exciting day. The emotions were so high. Like, we've watched Paul work so hard on this, and then to see that day of this massive announcement come out, and then our event in the evening to kind of celebrate. It was awesome. You could just see the emotion.
Yeah.
He did a Convoy in a full performance, and you could just tell when he's into that song because he just feels it. And it was a cool experience. So
well, and like, there's nothing like Alberta Bound.
Oh, he did that too.
Woo! And you know what? I've said this to you before, but like, Paul Brandt has a special place in my heart because he was the first concert that I attended when I was 2 years old. And I joked with him at the last event. I was like, Paul, you might as well like adopt me at this point, because technically you were part of the reason why I learned to walk as a child. And he was very confused. But when I was just a baby, I would prop myself up on our coffee table at the time and dance along to his music videos on CMT. So yeah, he's such a special guy. And I really did, you know, like, because I had seen him kind of from a distance for a long, long time, but seeing him interacting with every single person who wanted a part of his time at these events is so special. And I know that can be really draining too, but like, he's just a good dude doing good things,
you
right?
Almost, when you hang out with him the more, you really forget that he is like the most decorated male country artist in Canadian history. Like, it's insane. And I was watching him with even interacting with some of the artists that were there, and we love Calgary's music scene. We're big supporters. And he wasn't just like, let's do a photo. He's like, do you want to make a TikTok? Do you want to do this? And that's what he was doing. So
do you want to make a TikTok?
He did. I think he did a video, but he said a TikTok. So he was just like, you know, some of those, that stature of person could be like, yeah, photo, smile, next. But that's not what he's about.
No, he really wants to like kind of get into it
Yeah.
with you, and like
he knew that every person there was in some way supporting the cause and wanting to
Yeah.
learn more. So he gave his time relentlessly on that. And him and Terry Clark are on tour November, December.
no big deal.
I really love Terry Clark too, so I'm excited to meet them both in Calgary here. That's going to be an awesome show. But
Yeah.
I'm excited he's getting back out on tour because he lives for the tours. But didn't to see Terry Clark, that was like a big one I grew up with. My mom loved Terry.
Mhm.
I'm quite excited.
Poor, poor, pitiful me. Yeah.
Poor, poor,
Yeah.
pitiful me.
Her stuff is amazing, and I think that that's such a great tour, and we've got so many amazing shows coming to the city. And then like there was did you hear about so all the Swifties were upset that there were no Canadian dates
Yeah, they were devastated.
announced, and then I saw something about like, oh, there's going to be 10 in Toronto, and I'm like, 10?
No.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to fact check myself on that.
Seems because she's gone through some major centers.
Yeah.
You can't tell me she's doing 10 in a row.
I don't know. This could all be a load of crap, what I'm saying, but in my casual scrolling, I saw something like that. So
well, we know if she is going to come to Canada, it ain't going to be here.
not now, at least.
I don't think it's going to be Edmonton because the weather, they have to wait till the summertime. So it would be probably BC Place or Toronto because they have domed. You could do Montreal Olympic O, but that building is decrepit.
I
So
just
I
can't.
don't
It
know.
makes me very sad. But like we can't help our weather either, right? So like we're fighting a lot of battles up here in the Great White North.
Yeah, we sure are.
Oh man. And like what would we do if we had her here? Put her in McMahon and it would probably like hail or something, even in the summer. Like
She ain't playing McMahon. I promise you that much.
Okay, maybe I have a bit of a soft spot now that I've like attended a game recently. So
should we get to the stamps report?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, 1 second. I really am on upper production here, so I have some background music.
Oh my gosh,
Calgary.
Turn that up. Turn that up.
While there's a goal in sight, way on with
Fight. Oh no, it missed it.
Woo!
Behind you, men
Of Calgary. All right.
So cute.
This is the official Stamps fight song from like the 60s.
Did that say Men of Calgary?
The Yee Men of Calgary, yeah.
Yee?
Well, Yee, just Yee Men.
Oh.
Hit him again, Yee Men of Calgary.
Yee Men. Okay, I was like, they said yee back in the 60s.
Yee.
No, holy, that was so cute.
Well, that's our new intro music for Stamps Report until it's over. All right, Stamps still bad. That's how we start today's report.
Well,
Calgary lost again on Monday, so this is a couple days ago to the Montreal Alouettes. They were looking like they were going to make a comeback. There was a close game again. All their losses, pretty much except for one, have been close. And then Jake Mayer threw away a horrible interception. And just like that, Calgary is 2-5 on the season.
Shit.
The injuries are stacking up. It's not looking any better for us right now. And we have the defending Grey Cup champion Toronto Argonauts in town on Friday for our next home game. Speaking of home game, we have not yet won at home. No Alberta team has yet to win a game in Alberta this season, which that will end on Labor Day guaranteed because one of these two Alberta teams has to win in Calgary on Labor Day. It's probably going to be us. We always win that one.
I hope so, Lyle. This is looking bleak.
Yeah, you know what? We're still in the playoff race, kind of, because luckily Saskatchewan also sucks. Sorry, Rider fans. But it's going to be down to the wire. However, it could be an Eastern crossover, which is so rare. Anyways, do you know how this works? So
no.
In the CFL, there's basically this situation where if like one division is way better, a team can cross over and play the East team and come West. Now, historically, it's always been a West team going East for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But with the state of Edmonton, Calgary, and I'll say Saskatchewan as well, who knows?
We're all just pooing the pants.
Yeah,
out
you know
here,
what?
Hey?
I hope we get better. We added some pieces, but our injuries are lining up. But, it's still, we're a couple games from the halfway mark.
I think I need to come to this game and really raise the spirits. And because
yeah, it's getting no easier Friday, I can tell you that.
I'm going to officially appoint myself as a good luck charm, even though when I was at the last game, we still lost. I don't care. I'm going to put that good
overtime. Wasn't
it? It was overtime, but I'm going to put that good juju into the universe, and I'm going to try to come to the game.
We are 2-5. I'll say this: 2 of those 5 losses were overtime losses, so that's a close game.
And I'll say this about like the Flames, about the Stamps, about whoever. I don't care. Like it's good entertainment value.
Absolutely.
Like
Be there Friday.
nail biting, and it's great, right? So, I mean, I'll never forget. Oh my gosh! So, I can't even remember what game it was, but me and my mom joke about this all the time. We were listening to the announcers, and they were chit chatting over like the warm ups and stuff.
Yep.
And I think it was an NFL game. And this one announcer goes, "Yeah, and the so and so team, they got new pants." And like he was really focusing in on this team having new pants. And it's not like, oh, new uniforms, like new jerseys, like no, specifically the pants. So that's kind of what I like to focus on sometimes at the game. Is like, I'll say to my mom and be like, you know what? And here comes the Stamps in their new pants, even if that's not true. But I mean, we don't really want to necessarily objectify, because like I made a TikTok the other day about going to the Stamps game and appreciating our good looking players on the field and the staff in the building. But I mean, we can't take it too far, because there was an incident.
So you think you know wigs?
What was that?
My fault.
Oh my goodness.
I tried to add these fancy features and then my YouTube just kept playing.
Damn
sorry.
it. Lyle.
Yeah, sorry. I was listening to you. Made a TikTok.
I made a TikTok.
You know what? I think I'm gonna have to join TikTok
it's good casual scrolling.
Just to follow you.
I do some weird shit on there.
What if I just had you as my only account I followed?
You mean my number one fan?
Would I be? I can never be your number one fan. I've met your number one fan.
We'll talk about that another time. Oh my gosh, no.
I'm just saying. I don't think I could ever be there.
No. Like there,
I
do have. I'll say there's like one or two people who I would say are like in the lead for number one fan, but I would gladly put you in the third position if you wanted to be just like a Michela stan on TikTok.
Would TikTok be a fun place for me if all I followed was Michela Sheedy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we enjoy each other's company, right?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
I'll do it. I'll follow you.
Perfect. I'm really looking forward to the notification on my phone saying Lyle Peterman has followed you on TikTok. I'll follow you back too.
I had one more thing to talk about.
Okay.
The Stamps report.
Okay.
I want to cue the sad music.
What is this?
Edmonton's home losing streak
is
now at 21.
21
21 straight games. Isn't that sad?
That's
a North American sports record. This was once a storied franchise, a franchise that was unbeatable. I think they've had 16 or 18 Grey Cups. 21 straight games.
Let me get a tissue. Hold on.
Yeah. The newer rumors are that if the Edmonton Oilers beat Calgary at that game in October, they could be the first Edmonton team to win in Commonwealth in like 5 years. I'm sorry. Elks fans, I feel for you. Did I say Eskimos the first time? I meant Elks.
Yeah, it's Elks now, which like, I mean, it's kind of force of habit when you know a team as one name for
I
so
grew
long,
up with
right?
them as, and I don't mean it in a insensitive way. That was their name for my entire life. So,
totally. No, I totally
and
get
let's
it.
face it, Elks is a dumb name. Period.
They could have picked anything else.
So many better options.
Yeah.
Even if you were to keep the E, the Edmonton Empire was one of the ones like that sounds cool.
That sounds sick.
Yeah. You get Star Wars themed days that the Wranglers did. Anyways, Elks is a dumb name.
Whatever. It's not our job to work on their branding. So.
That's my Stamps report. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.
I really love I love the additions of
yeah, you're welcome.
Multimedia over here.
Yeah.
That's really great. We're gonna try to up our game for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But
Well, it's the off season for us too. So like
we're just kind of throwing things at the wall, hoping to see if it'll stick.
Yeah, the background music will stick. I can tell you that much.
You're gonna have it queued up every time.
Do you know what? I wanted something else here. I did something last week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one, I kind of felt like a nerdy celebrity a little bit, but two, I did a dome tour of a building that we spend countless hours in.
You did a dome tour?
I did a season ticket holder dome tour with Rick Tulsi.
Okay.
Have you followed him yet?
No.
Okay. He is the most passionate guy about our building that you've ever met. He's the head usher. He's the guy that gets to call the dome doors open every night on the radios. He is, I think, is the head usher is his official title. And now he's also the tour guide in the summertime. He gives the most passionate tour of that building that you will ever witness. He normally does it for anyone visiting Calgary in the summer. It's completely free. You show up.
Yeah, I heard that.
It's a cool tour. But he was doing an extra special one for season ticket holders last week. So
did he put more pizzazz in it, do you think?
It was just more, I think, more access.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we couldn't go up to my office, the catwalk there, because it
Oh,
was
man.
closed for the, they're putting in a roof detection system that's going to let us know how much we can push the weights of things before the roof will fall in on us all.
Oh, that's good. That's
so
good
it's like
to
an
know.
early detection system, you know, when it's a snowy day, to let us know how that kind of stuff. Anyways,
I say just send people up there with shovels, see what happens.
Yeah.
Get the snow off there
I think they've done that.
with like what I mean. Let's hope they don't like slide or anything, because
That's
that
fair.
it's not stable. But
So I showed up this tour thinking I'm gonna like see nothing. I've been in the dressing room. I've been every corner, underneath, up top, and I thought that I would have nothing new to learn, but I did. I learned a lot.
give me some factoids.
Okay, here's fun things I learned. One, there was 3 dressing rooms we had open the tour. The guest NHL room, which is also the Roughnecks room, which is also the green room for every star that's ever been there. So
yes,
it was cool to see that, and which I've seen, but like really have his story in the background. 2, which I had no idea existed, is the Team Canada locker room.
what?
It literally says Team Canada locker room. And every Team Canada since like the Dome opened has started their process there. They train at Winsport as well,
Mhm.
but they start in the Dome. They use that facility, and they have this little modest room. And it's all about the philosophy is, you know, nothing is given, everything is earned. And every player from Lemieux to Cindy Crosby to Jerome McGinley started their journey for Team Canada, whatever it's the Olympics or the World Cups. They would start in that little room, and it was a 24 stalls, and that's it in the square. And they own that part of the building, or they have that right to stay there. It's a bit sad because they might not be a part of the new building. No one knows yet, but it was actually cool. So when he got in this room, and this is where he said he can get the Oiler fans emotional too when they tour our building. This, you know, the history and stuff. But when you think of the greats that started in that modest little room, and Team Canada is the most winningest. The winningest.
Is that a word?
I think so.
Well,
hockey
today it
team
is
in the world. Just with how many gold medals, world championships they've done. So
yeah,
that was like it was a pretty cool experience.
that's awesome.
The other thing that I learned about this tour was just how extensive the Dome was renovated in the mid 90s. So for an example, like none of the lower concourse, the Tellus Club, that was not there.
Yeah.
When you were in the main concourse, you usually have to go upstairs to get to the 200s instead of from the lobby, and just how narrow it was. And they really did like an extensive. So the Dome that you see today, although we make fun of it being old and decrepit, is Dome 2.0. It is heavily renovated from where it started. We learned about what the Flames Foundation and the Dome Foundation itself have given back, which is massive. It was a cool feel-good story. He explained the construction process. It was meant to be, when it was built, like what a showcase of Canada to the world. And it was a revolutionary building style. We know that's why it can't hold weight in the roof, but cool story. All I would say is if you ever get a chance to take a Rick Tulsi tour of that Dome, do it, because his recommendation, do it before it's gone. Because his counterparts in Edmonton were like, listen, it's going to be 6-7 years till you're probably opening your doors. It'll fly by. And when they finally close those doors and they never allow staff back in, that's it. That building is...
You're going to make me cry.
I know. So I'm not there yet. I'm still at the let's build a new arena stage, but I will cry at the last.
I'll cry.
Yeah.
For sure.
100%.
Well, like even thinking about the flood in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They used to have down on the event level, kind of close to where Zamboni entrance is.
Yeah.
They used to have these big photos on the wall of what that area of the building looked like during the flood. I don't know where they went. They're gone. But it's just incredible to see how, like, I mean, resilient the old bird is, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just I'm gonna have to check that out.
Here's a fun fact he answered too, was like, everyone asks, why, when the flood happened, didn't they do renovations then? Like major renovations. And the answer was insurance.
Yeah, that
which
makes
I
sense.
guess I didn't even think about, right? I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. Insurance is only going to pay to bring you back to where you were. They're not going to pay for a giant renovation.
No.
The other thing, we did walk into the Flames dressing room, which I've been there before, but it was cool. They've been getting a lot of flack, as we know, over the years of like every video they post is like, oh my God, what a shithole. How embarrassing. That room is simple, but it's nice. They've added a bunch of LEDs in that tunnel now this year. It looks beautiful. And they don't show you this in the media, but there's an amazing player lounge, video center, gym behind there, cafeteria. Like the Flames don't just sit in that little tiny room you see on TV.
Yeah.
And it's really, that facility behind is beautiful. Like, anyways, people need to get over that. But
we're working on it. Okay?
Yeah, we're gonna have a new arena. There. But anyways, that was all really cool.
I got to film in the Flames dressing room once. And
film what?
it was just this little, it was for Project Wild. I wanted to take some footage of me in the dome doing things, right? Because it's a big part of who I am as, you know, as an artist, right? And I didn't know this, and forgive me, maybe it's because I didn't play hockey growing up or I wasn't involved in sports in this capacity, but the Flames like logo on the carpet in the dressing room, you can't step on it.
Yeah, well, it's gone now.
It's what?
Yeah, it's on the roof.
Okay, well,
so they were so sick of having that's every hockey team.
Yeah, and I learned that then. I was like, okay, so now they're just not putting it on the carpet.
So now it's a big carpet that looks like a hockey rink. It has all the lines and everything. So I'm sure you could do little demos of what to do
with mini sticks. Let's play
you want to put the puck in this net, not our net.
That's the goal.
But now it's the big LED, beautiful sea coming out of the ceiling. So they fixed that. And Rick on the tour mentioned it's so much nicer for him now because he doesn't have to worry
about people stepping on it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why we suck, is because too many people stepped on that carpet when it was still there.
We don't suck. I'm just kidding.
Well, okay.
I'm just kidding.
I'm going to say it over and over again. We're trying our best.
We are going to have a great year with lots of positives to worry about.
We are. Okay. I want to talk to you a bit more about TikTok.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I think that you need to enter into this world because there's a lot going on. And as I wish I was in your shoes where I could start my account fresh and
start a new one.
Well,
no, you have a lot of followers. Don't do that.
I work really hard on that. No, but like to have the algorithm learn what you want and to shape kind of what you get fed on your For You page would be really cool, knowing what I know now. But if you are you're not on TikTok, so you're not aware of what BookTok is.
I'm a TikTok virgin.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so BookTok is a community of people who love books, and dare I say that this might be an assumption, but gonna guess that it's majority women because they talk about a lot of romance novels,
like 50 Shades of Grey kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like sometimes they're like fantasy books, like with like fairies doing the thing or whatever. So there's like so many different kinds. Or fan fiction. Have you heard of fan fiction? No. So like all these people who were fans of Harry Styles, they'll write these little stories about saucy situations
with them involved with Harry Styles.
Sometimes, it's a very creative place, right?
Okay. So
BookTok, yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna Google this later, but
yes,
keep going.
So there is an offshoot of that where it is hockey themed, talking about like NHL players and putting them in spicy situations.
Is it called Puck Talk?
I don't know.
Sorry.
So back during the playoffs, creator of the name Kiara Lewis. She's hilarious. She, some people have coined her the queen of BookTok because that's her niche, right? She started commenting and stitching and making videos about the Seattle Kraken players, and there, because the fantasy from all of these other books that were being discussed in this community, and her videos were hilarious. Like she would be commenting on like the slow motion walking into the building of these guys in their beautiful suits, and they're looking fine, and you know that when these guys are being filmed, they know exactly what they're doing. Like they're understanding the assignment, and like they're feeding into it a little bit.
This is not for the hockey fan who wants to know the stats.
This is for
expanding the audience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. So, but I mean, you're appreciating good looking people and that's cool. But then it kind of like leveled up from there. And she was commenting on like, oh, okay, you know, when they're on all fours and they're doing their warm-ups. And it's like, ooh, and she was really like laying into like the spicy conversations associated with that, right?
And is this narrated then, these stories?
So I don't know. I need to do a bit more digging into it. And I think a lot of the content was deleted.
Okay.
Because recently, or actually no, let's go back to, so during playoffs, Kiera Lewis caught the attention of Seattle Kraken.
Yeah.
And they were like, this is a really cool like marketing opportunity for us to kind of, you know, create some buzz, right? So they invited her to a playoff game. They flew her out. They gave her all this merch. She had amazing seats for these games, like right on the glass. And she was making content during the game. So like zooming in on guys like warming up and like essentially catcalling them. Right. And Seattle Kraken fed into this too by even putting in their bio like BookTok. They gave her a jersey that said BookTok on the back. She like it was this big thing and it was hilarious to see from my perspective.
Yeah.
And some of the players got into it and even the players' wives were feeding into it and everything was good until like super recently, which is really strange. But I guess, you know, when you give consent with your support of something, it is okay to retract that when you see that things are getting out of hand.
Yeah, fair.
Right?
Yeah.
So
there's a line and you crossed it.
Yeah. So the wife of Alex Wenberg on the Seattle Kraken, her name's Felicia. She made a statement on her Instagram story saying that like if this was men making comments about women, that there would be a lot of like outrage involved. But what she forgot to, well, maybe it was intentional with her posts, I guess, but she included the name of Kiera Lewis as the creator of this content. And now all of these people are giving her hate about things that happened like months ago that were previously celebrated. So I want your opinion on this. Like this, it's such a weird situation to be in. And I don't like double standards are a thing, right?
Okay, first of all, bye Felicia. That's that one. As soon as I hear that, that's my first opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I know enough to really give a strong opinion other than this. I think there's some validity there.
Yeah, I think so too.
If it was about, I'm trying to think, even if it was a sports team doing that to their cheerleaders, who's a respected part of the organization, there would be a lot of opposition to that.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, there's always kind of been a double standard to how men and women can portray themselves online, and I'm not sure we're ever going to fix that through TikTok.
It's tricky. I think what was kind of shitty about the situation is that I think maybe this whole thing could have been solved if Felicia had messaged Kiera and said and been like, hey, like, I think this is getting a bit out of hand. I know that, you know, I was all for it back during playoffs, but now like people from BookTok are commenting on, let's say, a photo of her husband and her children.
Yeah.
And like making comment. And the whole thing was crack my back was the right?
No.
Yeah, it was. And they were like feeding into it. And it was really, really funny at the time. But reflecting back on it, it's like, okay, yeah, like I see what you're saying. So like I think you have to like toe the line and be really careful. Like you can be like, ooh, look at that hottie over there and everything. But when you kind of up the ante and you're like really laying into like it being super sexual and stuff, then it can get uncomfortable. But I think it's just this huge thing right now, and I'm a little torn because Kiera, who was previously celebrated, is now getting the shit kicked out of her online.
And poor her, in a way, she thought she was doing something that was approved by the team, and everyone's
the
all
team
behind.
Followed her. The team flew her out, and now recently, since Felicia posted that, they unfollowed her and want nothing to do with her, and they removed every ounce of anything BookTok related on their own social media.
And maybe there's more to the story. Like maybe there's a back thing going on.
Yeah.
They were warned her to take it down. Who knows? But like, yeah, that kind of sucks that she was celebrated and then demonized in the same season, pretty much.
Yeah, and she even made a TikTok saying like, you know, if she would have reached out and said, hey, like this is making me uncomfortable, I would have gladly taken down like everything. And I'm like, okay, yeah. So I think maybe it's also people don't view let's say successful creators or even athletes, musicians, like people who have a large influence and following, regardless of what they do. They don't view them necessarily as people, and they feel like they need to take it publicly first instead of kind of at least attempting to have a conversation privately, right?
Yeah.
Which is, it's tricky because you are held to a certain standard when you are successful and you have a career in the public eye. So it's, I don't know.
The worst for that would be politicians. Like, they get treated like they're like demons that are instantly hated at base of their party first, right? Like,
well, all these like fuck Trudeau stickers, and you know what? I'm not going to get into politics, but
oh yeah, do you want to talk politics?
No, I truly don't.
We'll get into religion after that.
No, we're not going to. But I'm like, I don't hate something so much that I put a sticker on my vehicle.
No.
I don't put any stickers on my
but I don't put
my
them
vehicle.
On my you know what I do with my vehicle? I have 3 stickers on my Jeep. I have a Wranglers.
Oh,
yeah.
I got a magnet, so
I have a Wranglers. I have a Canucks, and I have a Not in My City. Oh, and a Flames. I have 4 stickers.
See, I don't want to put stickers on my car.
I put it in the window. It's fine.
I purchased a magnet decal, and it's a Flames one that I'll probably like chuck on there like during playoffs or something.
Yeah, fair. Crack my back.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would be your one for the Flames?
Oh,
I had to go spark my flame.
Oh man, sparking a flame. This is really gonna call me out, but it's Mackenzie Weegar.
Ooh.
Respectfully.
Yeah, fair.
Well, what about you, Lyle?
The hottest flame?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what? I kind of was
I
was a big fan of
brothers.
I view them as brother. Whatever, Lyle.
I don't think of them that way.
Sure.
I already told you I had a long-standing crush on Johnny Gaudreau. He broke my heart, so I'm not quite ready to fall in love with another one right now.
Your heart isn't ready.
Lucic, not for his looks, but for his like presence and smile.
Oh, he's got presence.
He's gone now, so I'm gonna wait. I'll play the field for a bit, but Weegar is fine. Yeah.
Even my best friend Molly, she was at a game with her fiance, and she texts me, and we're at opposite ends of the saddle, and she goes, Mackenzie Weegar is fine. And I'm like, yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So good for you, Mackenzie. You're one of the hottest flames out there. So lighten the fire in everybody's soul and maybe other places we don't know. But that's as much as I'm going to say on that.
Fire. That's my new tick book for that one.
Did you say tick book?
Yeah, sorry.
BookTok? I really need to get you up to speed here.
I'm sorry. People might not believe me, but I actually do not TikTok or BookTok.
I'll get you there.
I know I'm gonna follow just you, and I've heard you
the
can
Flames and the Wranglers, and that's it.
I've heard you can like and you can download it, but not actually be a member. Just watch the TikToks.
Well, you can have an account. You don't have to post anything. Similar to like Instagram.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, I have a lot of.
We'll get you there.
Ain't got time for that sometimes.
Small baby steps.
Can we stick in the dome for one more second?
Let's do it.
The Wranglers.
Charge! You really want to get the background music going here.
I do. I need like a buttons for everything. All right. They signed the captain, Brett Sutter, back. So he celebrated 1,000 games in the AHL last season. The longest player currently in the league, I believe. He's back as our captain. I love what he brings to the organization for a leadership perspective. The most exciting moment of this, though, is that we're still going to have Chris Sutter.
I know. I was going to say that. I'm like, holy, Chris Sutter is back.
And the only place I'm guessing you'll get to see Chris Sutter time officially on a regular basis will be Wranglers games. I don't think it's going to be a Flames thing necessarily.
Yeah. So come on out.
It might be. But let's go, Chris.
Yeah, let's go, Chris. I have a funny story about that.
About Chris?
1,000th game.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
So typically, like, I don't like to eat before I have to go and sing anywhere. Okay.
Especially if it's nacho cheese.
Yeah, especially if it's nacho cheese. And
Yeah.
I had some nacho cheese. Do you remember this one?
I do.
Yeah.
I also had some nacho cheese.
I think maybe we should find the screenshot of all of us in our group chat. Okay,
Well, we have
hold
to
on.
tell the story a
I
little
gotta
bit
tell
here
the
because
story
this is
first.
an
Hold
inside
on.
joke that needs
So-
to be out there, I guess.
So I don't like to eat anything before I go perform because, I got a sensitive digestive system, and it's not like I have the option to just, oh, sorry, I'm going to take a break here. Excuse me, I need to use the ladies' room. No. So during that game, there was the presentation and the celebration of Brett Sutter and the 1000th game and a big to do. And there were pictures, and his family came out, and it was beautiful, but it was about 10 to 15 minutes. And I was rumbling. I was sweating. I was panicking because it's not like I could be like, oh, okay, they're doing their thing. I'm going to run back and lay some brisket. No, I'm going to wait because who knows? Like they could call me at any second.
Yeah.
I'm standing in Zamboni entrance with the meat sweats, and I'm terrified. The cheese sweats. And I got out there. But man, I was like, guys, can you please hurry up with this celebration? Because like I need to sing and then I need to run. And get this. This was when our change room was under construction.
Oh yeah, there was a few games there where it was closed down.
Yeah. So I go out there, I sing the songs, I hold it together, I don't poo my pants on
Thank God you
on
didn't
the ice.
poo your pants that day.
Thank God, because that day wouldn't have been remembered as Brett's celebration. It would have been something else.
The day Michela should
Yeah. So I sing the songs and I walk off calmly. And then as soon as I'm out of sight from the Zamboni entrance, I sprint. I sprint to the staff change room, which is like halfway around the building. And I'm like, I need a bathroom. I'm like yelling at every person that I pass. And I'm like, please, is there a bathroom closer? They're like, no, the staff one, like in the locker rooms. I was like, okay.
No.
I was like, I'm suffering right now. So I get in there and I made it just in time. But I will always remember
as you
that,
should.
that game for that moment for me. So
okay, so meanwhile, well, you're having your experience on event level, which is the lower level of the dome.
You also had some cheese.
I also had the cheese sweats going on. So I did the welcoming of you and then the Chris Sutter presentation. And then I looked at my director Dawson and said, as the puck was dropping, like, I'll be right back. And I sprinted across that catwalk into the press level, and I took the fastest press level poop of all times. While I'm in there, I'm texting you because you're already texting me a selfie of you in the washroom.
Well, some context here. It's not a selfie of me in the washroom. It's a picture of my feet in the stall.
In the stall, yes. And then I text you a picture of my feet in the press level stall.
And then who else texts us?
And then Harvey the Hound takes a picture of his feet in the bathroom. So we're all shitting out the cheese.
We all had the cheese sweats on Brett Sutter's 1000th game celebration.
And this is because your sage advice was to put that cheese on everything in the staff meal room.
Because it's delicious.
It's so good.
We learn as we go.
But literally 3 of these photos within a span of a minute popped up, and that was hilarious. And I think Dawson, poor guy,
situation,
was like, why is our PA announcer running out of here right now? But I gave no explanation, and I was back in like a minute and a half. But
that was well, you had a quick one. Mine was not quick.
I had to. Here's the thing. The press level bathroom is not that close, but at least the press level is empty. So you can just run across that bridge and up the stairs. This is not equality. Women get to walk right in. Men have to climb on top of the women's bathroom. It's stacked. because that's how
Aw.
we design the press level.
Wow, you guys have to
Um,
climb to get to your piss trough. That's
Yeah, well, listen, that bathroom's rough up there. But anyways, that was one of my funniest moments of the season. I'm not gonna lie, and I didn't think we were gonna tell that story in the podcast, but why not? I mean,
it's quality content.
that's a great
man.
off-season story if I've ever had one.
Nothing like a bit of honesty on a Wednesday, you know? Like it's just
No kidding.
Oh man, but it's I'm always going to clock the closest bathroom to where I am in any facility that I am in because
it's the first thing you should do on an airplane when you're in at an event. You should always know where the washrooms are.
Mhm.
It's always important. You never know when duty calls.
Duty sure did.
Duty called.
You
know what else is trending right now in Calgary sports is we've talked before, but the Calgary Surge.
Okay, so I got something here.
Did you go?
No, but Pinder messaged me the other day and was like, they want to know about if you want to like sing the anthem for them. I was like, oh yeah, give the
Sure.
I was like, pass along my information.
I love singing the anthem.
So I love it. So who knows? Maybe I'll be at a Surge game.
Well, you've got one chance, so hopefully they ask you for
one
August
shot,
6th.
One opportunity
to seize everything you ever wanted.
Mom's spaghetti.
So they clinched number 1.
We were clinching something else.
They clinched number 1, and they will have their first in their first season here in Calgary, their first ever playoff game. It's August 6th at Winsport. Tickets are on Ticketmaster right now. Tickets range from $45 to $250 courtside, and that's Calgary's hottest event on August 6th. I assume. I haven't researched other events.
Well, this is good to know. So maybe I'll just take a look at my calendar and maybe reach out to them and be like,
hey, I'm free. Slip into their DMs.
Hi.
Which, by the way, I slipped into the DM of Dustin Wolf, and he hasn't got back to me. So I think you should try to.
Do you want me to do it?
We'd love to have you on the show. And I explained who we were, and he has no idea, I'm sure, but you should
He probably gets a lot of DMs.
Because I really do want Dustin Wolf to come in here. That'd make my day, make my whole week. Gosh darn it. So that's what's trending in Calgary sports is there. And then I want to get into this one. We took up our event earlier on Friday night last week, and then Saturday we went to Calgary's highfalutin event, the Packwood Grand in beautiful Balzac, Alberta, which is the funniest mix of people that you've ever seen in the sense of it's on this tarmac they do a great job bringing temporary stuff in, but it's on this tarmac of a casino and a dirt racetrack in Balzac, Alberta, and it's like the Calgary's high society shows up decked out.
But is it just high society?
It's a mix of everyone.
Yeah, like
some
people just dress like that, right? Like,
but there are like if you go, we were on the VIP side, and like everyone's there. Like everyone's there.
Okay.
Not you, sorry.
No, not me and my tube top.
Your tube top. Anyways, I wear a great floral shirt, beautiful blue coat, and a white hat.
You and Morgan looked amazing.
Yeah, I had the cigar going. It's a fun event though because you get you can openly smoke your cigar anywhere, and it's encouraged. There's cigar lounges. Veuve. Is it called Veuve or Veuve?
Veuve. I don't know what you're talking about.
The champagne. Veuve.
Oh, okay.
We love Veuve. That's sponsored everywhere. So we're literally just cracking $150 bottles of champagne. Everyone just walk around with a $150 bottle of champagne like it's ain't no thing. And your cigar in your mouth. And it's like the racing itself, it's not this elite thoroughbred racing, it's pacers, which you're familiar with that. It's
freaking
like
C-class Kentucky Derby.
The ones that have to trot and they can't canter and they have to like pull a little buggy behind them. And you get a bet and you get to have fun, and it's like 4 hours
nice and sauced in the sun,
and there's like DJ music playing the whole time, like vibing.
So
you said you had a story about this though.
I have a couple stories. So I have never officially attended, but
you should go. I'm sorry, you would love this.
Oh, trust me, I wanted to come this year.
Okay, you're on my list for next year.
I'm getting to it. Okay. So this was maybe in 2013. Yeah, it was 2013. Me, my boyfriend at the time, and my best friend Tom, we were like, oh, there's this like event going on near Millerville. Let's go check it out. Us thinking it's some sort of like either rodeo style thing. I was dressed similar to this.
Yeah.
So like cut off jeans, shorts, crop top, ball cap, ready to go see some horses and do a little yeehaw day with my two dudes in my life at the time.
Yeah.
We roll up and people are in fascinator hats and fancy dresses, and we had never done a 180 turn so fast. We
And
were
this
like,
is in Millerville.
yeah, it was. I think it was in Millerville.
They must. I think they have their own different event too. But
Yeah.
like Millerville's something, the Downs or something. Like
Yeah,
that.
so it was either Packwood or it was that, but it was in
Packwood's
Millerville.
at Balzac.
Yeah. So, but I walked up and I was like, "We don't
Nope.
belong here. We're leaving."
Which
And
is so funny because you have the closet to support this.
I can get down.
Yeah, you
with
can.
it. And literally, I had an outfit planned in my head, and I reached out to Packwood Grand, and I was like, "Hey, like, I'd love to do some content for you." And they said that they were all full, and they never got back to me, so I didn't go to Packwood Grand this year. But I would love to go to Packwood Grand.
Okay, well, just go as a don't even work yet. Just go as the fun person who wants to hang out with us.
I want to get into a limo in a nice fancy dress with a big flower or something in my hair, and I want to drink $200 champagne.
Well, the 150 is the top price point.
Well, I'll bring my own then.
Viv.
And you know what? I might even try to smoke a cigar and hack out a llama.
I felt like shit for the next day after smoking that cigar. I don't smoke cigars. But,
I don't smoke, period. Like,
yeah, sure. I don't some things, but I feel gross the next day, but I love actually smoking the cigar.
Makes you feel fancy.
Every limo in the city, maybe Southern Alberta, is there too. It's insane. Like in that parking lot outside, it was like, I bet we counted 60, 70 limos.
Well, people aren't going to roll up in their Toyota Corolla.
Also, there's no other way to get there, and you want to go as a group. So,
and you want to be able to go and drink, and then.
So it's like, it's not like it's just the limos for the prestige. It's just actually the most logical way to get there is a limo.
Yeah.
So every group kind of gets together, throws in $100, takes a limo. It's fun. If you are looking to go, I would say, honestly, we did now 2 years in a row. We did VIP in the middle this year, and we did regular admission last year.
VIP?
We prefer regular.
Really?
Yeah. The vibe was just better. It was louder. The music was louder. It was a better view of the racetrack. VIP was nice, but
was it too like fuddy-duddy?
You just didn't have the atmosphere. It wasn't as full, and it didn't have the view of the race. So you really couldn't see them come around. You just kind of watched them go across the finish line. But where the other side of the track, you could see them kind of turn the corner. So that was better that way. And yeah, it was just the overall atmosphere, I think, was better. We went over to the regular side and went, oh, we screwed up. We should have saved half the money and just stayed over here. Good to try both.
I'm sure there was like incentive for VIP.
There was more space over there. They gave you these little gift packs, which, by the way, I've got some stuff for you in the car after. Remind me.
Yay!
It was all female. So I was like, oh, can I get this for my wife? They're like, women only. I'm like, oh, but it's for my wife. But I don't have a wife.
I'll be your wife.
So then they're like, you have to bring her over to get one. I was like, that's sexist. So I just grabbed a random girl and said,
you're like, be my wife.
And I held her hand over, and she grabbed it, and I grabbed it from her, and that was it.
Did they have boy gift bags?
No,
too?
It was just for females. Yeah, it was like only a few things were female oriented. The rest was very unisex, like a Red Bull and vodka and stuff. I'm like, why is this for females only? Anyways,
that's weird.
Yeah. Other thing I'd say is there's like really expensive tents you can buy, like for $7,000 for 15 people. Those are a ripoff. No atmosphere. Just go regular or VIP.
Slum it with the rest of them at Packwood Grand.
Even the regular experience is not slumming. It's fun.
No, it's a beautiful event.
Like, you like selfies.
I
love selfies.
I love selfies.
There are selfie stations, like in terms of like backgrounds.
Yeah.
Roses and
art
yellow
installations.
Things. Yeah, and bikes, and you can go around. You can spend all day just doing TikToks and BookToks and selfies and whatever you want. You could content the crap out of that place.
And that's what I wanted to do.
It's gorgeous. Yeah, we'll just invite you next time.
I literally had an outfit planned. What an opportunity lost. Whatever.
Yeah. Well,
maybe I'll get there one day.
Save it.
My closet is packed full of Packwood Grand approved clothing.
And I've been sent a few, we haven't done this for a few weeks now, but I've been sent a few anthems from FlamesNation Citizens for you to review. And this one, I got a list going here, but this one happened to be at the horse races. So I thought, why not do it after I chat about the Packwood Grand? And this one I entitled myself, Everything Was Still There. It's American. I know you love doing the American anthem, but give a listen to this.
Oh, God.
Oh, say, can you see
Starts out fine.
the dawn's
Hold on.
early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming.
He's doing great.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars were so gallantly there.
They were there.
As the rockets were there, and the twilight's last gleaming, and the rockets' red glare.
They were there.
Were so gallantly
No.
there.
They were there.
Her stripes were all there, and the rockets were there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet glare
Oh.
for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You know, all I can say is that they were there. They,
And-
all of the American patriotic things were there.
I wish you could see his face at the very end, and one day we'll figure out how to get this video to play at the same time. He goes,
Oh man!
and
Oh,
the
poor-
rockets were there.
They were
And the stripes
gallantly
were there.
Oh, poor guy. Because like he could sing.
Yeah, and at first when I listened to that, I'm like, why is this one sent to me? It's not that bad. And I was like, he sounds pretty good. And then the lyrics, that's the best part about these is it's not just bad singing. It's
Sometimes
it's
you
lyrics,
stumble.
and it's like you get into it and you can't fix it. And you could
No.
tell he had there stuck in his head that part of it.
Yeah.
And he wasn't recovering. And it
Listen,
just got worse
this
and
this
worse.
might even screw me up next time I'm singing it
Yeah,
because
don't listen to that
I'm not.
a
I
week
can't.
before your anthem
I
performance.
can't listen to that ever again. Not because like poor guy, because
Oh, poor
there have been
guy's right.
times where I've almost stumbled, but I've luckily been able to pick myself up before I have stumbled that hard. He's a good singer.
Good singer.
I think I'd give him a out of 10.
Oh yeah, I
let's
gotta rank it. I
say-
forgot that part of this show.
Oh man, this is tricky.
Because his singing will
Vocal
put it up there.
performance, let's call it a 9.
Holy.
Beautiful. He was on pitch.
Okay.
He
yeah.
was, you know,
9's good though.
it is good. Sorry, I'm burping over here.
It's okay. We talked about pooping our pants earlier, so I'm sure a little burp on Lair's not gonna be.
So okay, I'd give him a 9 for vocal talent.
Okay, and then what about memory of lyrics?
That's a 2.
Yeah.
That's a 2 right there.
yeah,
But
he's just not there yet.
and you know what? Maybe it was the situation where he was at home and he was practicing and he was doing really good. And then when you actually get there on the day and when you get there with
Yeah,
the
he was
stars
there.
and the stripes and
Yeah.
they were there.
Yeah, the lyrics were
um,
not there.
Sometimes something happens in your brain and it's nothing's coming.
That's
and
fair.
I feel for the guy, whoever he is. I just want to give him a big hug because I love how you were like, all he could do afterwards is just close his eyes and shake his head and be like, I done goofed.
I think he knew very well at the
Of
end of
course
that
he
anthem that those
did.
were not the lyrics to that song.
No.
Poor guy. But anyways, these are fun. Keep sending them to us.
Yeah.
They're fun to do. Don't send them to Michela though, because I don't want them to hear them
Yeah,
first.
please don't send them to me. Send them to Lyle or send them to the FlamesNation account, and
Yeah,
we will.
Because
we
I
will get them.
prefer if you haven't pre-heard these.
No, I
I'll
don't
always
wanna-
flag them for you to make sure they're good or make sure they'll work. But I would prefer if you were hearing them for the first time.
that what a beautiful thing that we've started here.
What a beautiful thing. Well,
Is that
what
it
a
for
week.
today? What a week.
I think we've got through our list here. It was lovely to see you again.
I'm
Looking
sure I'll
forward to
see you next week.
when we return with more FlamesNation Citizens.
And maybe I'll be a bit more gussied up instead of wearing a tube top.
Maybe I'll dress down. Maybe I'll be the trash
How about maybe I'll show up in what I would have worn to Packwood Grand.
Yeah. It was a blast.
Oh,
What
man.
should the people do, Michela? You're good at this part.
The people, the person, you who is listening
You
right
listening,
now,
wherever that
you
is.
who you are listening or you are watching, I want you to continue to listen and watch, and I want you to show us some love on social media. We are going to get all of these clips up there really soon. Also, follow Lyle and myself on social media. I got weird stuff going on all the time, so we love to hear from you. And if you want to send in ideas for guests or things that we should talk about, or if you have any questions, slide into those DMs. We are here. We are people on the other end of those screens, and we just want to make a connection with all of our Flames Nation citizens.
We've got some exciting things coming up in September, from big guest announcements coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, we look forward to getting through these summer months with you guys and chatting a little bit of Flames. And we'll see you again next week. I can't wait.
See you next week.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.